Show several videos that I've put together using Camtasia. We'll go through a couple of quick demos. They're so easy to do. And the last piece is I'll demonstrate making an MP3 using my iPad and GarageBand. And it takes about this long, 2 seconds. Then Paul is going to go ahead and talk about Doceri, and that's using the iPad as almost a remote for the computer, but there's some extra enhanced features that make it really exciting for in the classroom. He's going to demonstrate it, and then we're going to do some playtime. Some people have brought their iPads, so we can. So the first piece on my side, I struggled with a couple of different issues with Vista and BB Learn. Having my freshman students, they come in very wide-eyed. BB Learn, they don't know what that is. And like me, I want to play with something when somebody's teaching me how to do it, and they don't have their computers. So it was a real struggle because I wanted them to have Vista exposure, or BB Learn exposure, but I didn't want to waste class. The other piece I came across is, in some of the seminars I went to, the first 2 weeks of class are the first when you're going to engage your students, when you're going to make a connection. And if I'm going over how to use systems in those first 2 weeks, I'm going to lose them. And I want to keep them. And I've got a freshman class, and so I have to really think about my DFW rates, and I have to keep them engaged and interested in what's going on. What I've got is Snagit, Camtasia, and GarageBand. Those are the 3 things I use. They're really pretty simple. With Snagit, we're talking about getting screen captures for your computer. And there's a couple different ways. I'll show a quick little video that I put together yesterday. It took me 2 seconds to make those to you as well. You can zoom in on sections, you can highlight, add shapes, call out boxes, doing some magnifying, some really easy things. And you can also remove portions of the image.
Basic screen captures, region and window. For this demo, I'll show how to use both. First, I'll use the region capture. Click on the region image, and then I come down.
So I'm using Camtasia to do this.
This allows me then to navigate to the application screen I want to capture. A small box on the upper left of the screen provides brief directions. While holding down the left mouse button, I will drag and select the region that I want to capture. When I release, it automatically takes the image to the Snagit editor, where I'm able to make any additional changes if I'd like. If I want to capture a full window, I go ahead and click on Window, click the Capture button again, and this time rather than selecting a region, I just go ahead and click the left mouse button. Again, it takes it straight to my Snagit editor, waiting for me to make any additional changes that I might want to.
One of the things that I've really tried to work hard on is doing scripts for any of them. I try to make sure I put together what I want to say in written format, have that in front of me, practice it a couple of different times before I record, but deleting the recording takes 2 seconds as well. So with Snagit, I can put in all sorts of different things. I can put in call-outs, highlights, circle things. I can put these into a PowerPoint if I want to. I've done that several times. And I can also put these images into Camtasia, and I'll show you an example of that as well.
Once the image is captured in Snagit, you may realize there are portions of the capture you don't want. You can quickly and easily crop the image. Simply select the region by holding down your left mouse button.
So in this case, I don't want that top part that was on my screen capture.
Once the area has been selected, in the upper left, click on Crop. The areas that were not selected have been deleted. Sometimes with the screen capture, I want to show the full screen image, but I may want to draw my viewer's attention to a particular area. I simply highlight the section that I would like my viewers to have their attention drawn to. Click on Spotlight and Magnify, and select the different features. In this case, I'll have the background dimmed. I'll magnify just a little bit. I'll leave the background in full focus, and I'll include a drop shadow. I click on Close, and now my area that I had selected is highlighted. My students still see the full screen, but now their attention comes to one particular area that I'd really like them to focus on.
So it's some really... And the next piece is my Camtasia Studio. And there's a lot of different ways you can play with the Camtasia Studio. You can record audio and video at the same time. So we can record our screen and have our voice recording at one time. We can record a PowerPoint, and you would just click through your PowerPoint normally while you record the audio. And then you can just do only audio and you can import media. So if I do something on GarageBand and I have some pictures I've taken on my iPad, I can bring all of that in to my Camtasia and put it together as a little movie. This is the main screen once you've created a Camtasia recording. At the top you'll see where it says record the screen. So if I click on that, it'll give me the option to start recording, and I can do audio and video at the same time. This shows me what I have in the selection box down here with my audio and video. And this is my preview, so I can watch as I'm going along and see what I'm doing. And this one is on the project side of it. So this is where I actually have an actual project that I've put together in Camtasia. And what I do is, it's just a silly video. I have my students do tent cards in class, but you kind of have to give them directions because they don't know what they're doing. So I've got some images I took with my iPhone, and I've imported those in. And then I've done an audio and recorded it here.
What I want you to do is on the front, where I'll be able to see it, I'd like you to write your first name.
So you can see where
and
it's
your last initial.
transitioning through the sound, and then it moves to the next picture.
And on the inside, I'd like your full name, first and last. I'll collect these at the end of class and give them back to you at the beginning of class. It'll help you learn your names. Thanks.
So if I've got this going and I've done some recording here and I'm not sure where I want my images to transition, I can play it, pause it to where I want my image to transition, and sort of like a PowerPoint, I can just grab on and move it. So then it'll make that picture, that image show longer until I'm ready to transition in terms of my voice. And usually you can tell where your voice is in a transition because you'll have a low spot to where you're going to have those transitions. They're pretty easy. If I want to clip them, sort of split the different voice pieces, I can just move my header, I can split, and then if I wanted to, I can delete. Oh, don't do that to me. I can delete this part. Maybe I have a big goof in here, I want to redo something. I can just delete it and start over. Really quick and easy. So it's really fun, it's really simple. The kids really enjoy it. It makes it easier for them to engage and not feel like they have to ask me the same question again and again. And I have a resource to point them to. So when they say, well, I don't know how to upload an assignment, oh, you can go watch the video. The last piece I use is GarageBand. I have it on my Mac at home, and I have it on my iPad, so I can use it either way. It's pretty simple stuff, easy. In there, you're going to create a song, and I'll hook up my iPad. GarageBand. It's just, I've got it over here. It's just an app. If I click on that, it'll open it up, and I can create a new song. I'm not going to do keyboards because I'm not musically inclined. I can do a quick setting where I don't have my metronome on all the time, and then I can do a fast recording. I'll click the button. Right, and so then now I can do my recording really fast, and you can see that the bars moving at the top, and it's just that fast and that easy. And then I'll click stop, and I'm done. So if I need to get it to if I need to get it to my computer and turn it into an MP3, all I need to do is go to My Songs. So it'll save this one really quick. Then I'll click on the Send to iTunes, send it as an iTunes file. And now when I go home and open iTunes, it's sitting there waiting for me. All I have to do then is from iTunes create an MP3, and I'm done. It's as simple as that. If I don't like what I'm doing, I can just delete it and start over again, which I'm very good at now. And then at home, if I'm using Camtasia, I just have a microphone that I've decided to use, and that's really helpful. It helps bring out some of the better qualities in voice rather than it being tame. So that's all there really is to it, but it really helps the students engage.